What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Shaun Attwood channel. If you're watching on the ProjectROOQ channel, welcome. Hope you're all having a good Friday. Just want to let you all know, after we've had our stream here looking at the horrific terror attack in Manchester, we will be live for the rest of the evening over on the ProjectROOQ channel with the graping of Britain. And then we'll be going into our usual Friday night evening. And I hope you guys come and join us. I really, really do. Now, also, I'm on a mission to get to 20k subscribers, and I would really appreciate all the help you can get. Link is in the description. Now, we've only got about an hour, so I want to get into the horrificness of this. And this is obviously a heavily censored video of somebody who was outside the synagogue where a British citizen, someone who had moved here as a child, took it upon themselves to mount the pavement, unalive two people, and then make threats that he was going to explode outside the synagogue. And it resulted in armed police having to unalive him. And I want to ask you, is this just the start? Is this? Because the way the government has reacted to this is disgusting. So let's go through this together.
We've now had the opportunity to review it. We're going to play it for you now with Sam, the moments leading up to the suspect being shot.
Who killed him? No, it's two of them.
Everybody else, get back! If you're not involved, move back! Get away! Somebody stay with integrity! Everybody else, he has the ball! Go away!
He's got a bomb on him!
I just want to say, this guy filming is clearly filming it for his own TikTok. And if someone shouts at you, there's a bomb, and you stay there to get content, mental.
Hey, he's got man, he's got a bomb on his jacket, mate. He's trying to go into school. Mate, he stabbed him. No, he's got a bomb. Get out of here. Mate, if he detonates, mate, I'm just jumping out of this in a minute. He's going to blow himself up. He's trying to press the button. Come on. Like, shoot him.
That was the moment.
This is an absolute tragedy. It's awful. And our government, instantly people want to put this down to mental health. Mental health? What sort of mental health are we trying to justify premeditated boom boom of yourself? The device that he had strapped to himself was not capable of doing what he thought it was going to do. Well, listen, Emily, I would like to just replay this, and I don't want to take away anything from the tragedy and the atrocity that happened. But I want you to imagine, Emily, and in fact, I want all the viewers to imagine that you're the man filming this, and then I want you to imagine how you would have reacted to a potential self-unaliving boom boom vest.
He's got a bomb. Get out of here. Mate, if he detonates, mate, I'm just jumping out of this in a minute. He's going to blow himself up.
Every possible buzzword that you would want to have been said in a piece of footage like this is being said by an individual who's standing his ground. Now, I respect it. I respect it. But at the same time, I do not recognize normal human reaction here. I also want to point out a couple of little things here. The man filming says, shoot him, shoot him.
Come on. Like, shoot him.
And then a shot fires. Now, I want it to be clear that the people who lost their lives here lost their lives here. It's absolutely horrific. But it's just so bizarre. But I will be honest with you, the mindset when you've got a camera in your hand, something else can take over that you will do stupid stuff like stand there where people are saying there's a bomb going to go off. Okay. But it just seems all so bizarre for me. And what I'd like to look at is some of the news. Manchester attack latest. The guy's name was Jihad, by the way. Jihad Al-Shamie was on police bail for alleged R. Well, thank you very much to all the members. Ron is going to be changing up the content from it. In fact, you know what? We'll get to all that. You'll see it, and it's just going to roll out and you'll see it. Jihad Al-Shamie was on police bail for an alleged R when he carried out the terror attack yesterday. Sky News understands earlier Greater Manchester Police said one of the two people unalived said it was mistakenly what? Greater Manchester Police said one of the two people unalive was mistakenly shot by officers during the response. What? Really?
Jihad Al-Shamie, the suspected Islamist terrorist who attacked Jews on UK soil. But who was he? Here's what we know. Al-Shamie was a British citizen of Syrian descent.
He came to this country as a small child, was naturalised as a British citizen when he was still a minor in the mid-2000s. And that is what we know so far. That is information I can share.
He was born in 1990, and we believe he was a father. The 35-year-old is thought to have lived in Langley.
Now, the fact that they've mentioned he was a father, I want you all to hold on to that in the back of your mind.
The 35-year-old is thought to have lived in Langley Crescent in Prestwich, where one resident described the community as lovely and supportive. The Guardian has reported that at the time of the synagogue attack, he was on police bail for alleged rape. He's been described by a neighbour as withdrawn and a loner.
He was always on his own. I used to see him in quite sort of scruffy clothes, getting into his car, driving off, coming back with shopping. That's about it, really. I kind of know everyone around there, really, and speak to people around there, but he's probably the only person that we never spoke to, just because he didn't seem kind of friendly in that way.
Another neighbour said he was shocked and described the Al-Shamie family as nice people to talk to. What was he like? We're talking about...
You know, in a scenario where, completely hypothetical, of course, a scenario where something like this was going to be taking place and individuals are brewing up hate over time, do you think it would be worth your while to be seen as someone who blends in and is very, very nice? Or do you think it would make more sense for you to be a ideology spewing lunatic? Because we have to start assessing this from a mindset of this is happening in our country. You know, this is serious.
Talk to, he's just the same as anybody else. He didn't stand out in any way.
The Al-Shamie family said they fully distanced themselves from the attack and expressed deep sorrow and shock over what happened. The police investigation continues as they try to establish the killer's motive.
So
Jihad
I just need to say something, and this is my ADHD, right? So this lady here, she clearly gets her eyebrows done, right? And like she has chosen to go with like what I would describe as like power brows. Like those are power brows right there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you want some shape in them, a bit of contour? No, she is like, I want the power brow. Like she gives off headmistress vibes just with the power brows. Do you know what I'm saying? Think about it. I'm just saying. So this taking place, the man to question already being on bail for R-wording someone. Why? When, but here's the thing. It's false accusations. It's wrong. Like I was just about to say, why are people accused of these crimes on bail? Do you know what I mean? But of course, it's, you know, you can always, it has to be that way. But Ron is clearly Ron's a hater angel. You're going to have to be more specific. Ron hates a lot of things. You're going to have to dial in a little bit more. Like, we're in a country where there was just a mayor elected, and the people who elected him have just realized that the guy cannot speak English. All of this effort's just taken place in Scotland to remove 3 Africans from our woodlands because they declared the woodlands their own country. Like, they were the only immigrants, not illegal immigrants, but the only immigrants I was all right with. They had a bit of savvy about them. They just wanted to live in the woods and do their thing. Manchester attack Northern Ireland. Yeah, I'm not surprised. You know, I was at school and grew up through primary school, and I'm pretty sure high school as well, with a girl called Karen. And she was like my Jewish friend growing up, you know. I remember every Christmas in primary school, I was like, it's Christmas, you know how excited. She's like, well, I've got Hanukkah. And like, whenever I've made a Jewish friend, I always realize how little I know about their faith. It's interesting. Like, I couldn't even tell you what the Jewish God is called. I don't know why. It's weird that it's so bizarre. And again, it's a pointless point, but it just fascinates me. Okay, so here's an interesting one. Remember these little rascals? Rascals. This is where we're heading. The Sharia law, the jihadist, the death cult aspects of a certain faith. Not everyone in that faith, I might add. I've known multiple people throughout my lifetime and in my current life who are of a different faith than me and a majority of you, and are completely normal, integrated, happy, life-living people. Very much has nothing to do with them. A Syrian politician has warned the UK could face threats from ISIS sleeper cells. Oh man, this is our country. In the wake of the terrorist attack in the Synagogue, which just came days after Islamic extremists called for its followers to kill Christians and Jews in the West. Let me ask you something. When are we going to start taking that seriously? Like, put a 1 in the side chat if when this live stream's over, that sentence is going to bother you. And be honest, because the majority of us will forget about this ever existing once you've gone from podcasts of the night to Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever for the night. But I beg every one of you watching, I am taking this now as serious as it sounds. The police in this country do not care. They proved that. You're going to learn just how little of a crap they give over on my channel in about 45 minutes. But it's really sad. Over the next 2 weeks, I'm rolling out new pages on my website about how to re-engage in community in your area. Because for some people, it says, oh yeah, get to know our neighbors. I'm going to do that. And then anxiety kicks in. Then you start overthinking it. Oh, well, it's a bit weird going to someone's door, all this stuff. Like, I've got plans so that by sort of next spring, summer, you know, I want to be feeding people from a barbecue for nothing, you know, forcing people to interact and give something that contributes to the community. Also, I just love barbecuing, to be honest. But don't underestimate the power of community. Don't exclude anyone. The old people, the people that are different colors or religions or lifestyles or whatever. Also, right, can we stop dragging the gay people into the trans woke stuff? right? I don't understand. So, for example, right, I'm one of these people that I wouldn't be terrified of my children being exposed to a two-dad family or a two-mum family that were both two women as mums, two men as men. Like, I'm honestly sick of it being dragged into the woke, trans, weaponized madness, right? Like, it's okay. It's okay. Some people are gay, right? And they're nice people and they adopt kids. Okay? Some people are monsters and are of various sexualities and do horrible things to kids. It's got nothing to do with that. I'm just sick of seeing it. It does my head in. Like, it does my head in. You know? It does. Like, it's okay for people to have like gay parents that are the same sex, that are non-woke, that are like, it's fine. Like, I don't see how that has been dragged in with all this, because Netflix is getting its teeth punched in right now. It's teeth punched in, and I'm here for it, because the woke agenda that gets subtly indoctrinated into our kids' brains, trans children and people who support a parent's right to transition their child should be put in prison. The doctors should be put in prison. The parents should be put in prison. Understand? Like, the trans people that I've known throughout my life live as the gender that they have transitioned to be, like, fully. There's no bearded ladies, right? So yeah, totally. So big shout out all my gay brothers and sisters, my G's. Yes, I mean, I'm fully heterosexual male. I just want to say that this isn't like a subtle coming out announcement. Okay, it really pisses me off. Like, it really pisses me off. Anywho, I got 2 sentences through that and triggered myself. In September, Islamic State spokesperson Abu Hadhafia al-Asari ranted in an appeal to zealots around the world they should murder Jews and Christians and their allies with bombs, bullets, knives, and vehicles. Interesting. Posting his warped call to arms online, he wrote, "Perfect the plans and diversity of their and operation." Keep in mind, right? Just because you guys who, and I'm going to use Christianity as a example. All of you guys that are into Christianity and Jesus speak really highly of Christianity and Jesus. Like, you guys are like, hey, you know, Jesus will save you. He's the one who, like, you're really positive with it all. So you've got to remember that's exactly how extremists see their religion, you know? Whereas Pastor Dave might say, hey, go and do something nice in your community, go clean up some graffiti, and you'll do it because you know it's a suggestion from a powerful person within your faith. Assume that when you're told to murder Jews, when it comes to the extremist forms of Islam and ISIS, they're going to listen. You have to start paying attention now, okay? The things you're going to see in the next live stream are going to completely destroy your faith in the government, the police, the legal system, the single-tiered reality of justice that we should all be living in, all of it. If you don't get the message after the next live stream, there's no convincing you. And this individual came to the UK with his family as a young boy, and I imagine has seen some things. And there was, I can't remember which podcast it was I was watching. Yeah, listen, I get it. I get that. This is what I'm talking about. I get that Jesus will save you if you let him in. Okay? We're past that stage of you thinking that's going to work, bro. Like, that's not going to shield you from what is brewing. And I'm sorry, Texas Treat. because you're completely right. In a world that exists with peace and harmony and inclusion rather than assimilation, but we're not dealing with that. You know, I'm fully on board with Jesus coming in after what needs to be done is done. But in the physical realm, in the human world, Jesus is bound by the human free will. And love does not defeat evil. Evil has to go before a world where the deity of Jesus can step in. And that's not me criticizing Jesus. On the spiritual plane, he can just touch evil and it vanishes. But the evil's here. And one of the biggest cons you'll ever be convinced is that evil can be defeated with love. It cannot. It does not exist within evil. There is no concept of that within evil. True evil, you cannot comprehend because you're capable of love and compassion and all the things that create a balanced world. But the evil that is there is beyond comprehension. We've all seen for years businessmen deplace Africans for profit and oil. You're seeing the exact same thing of destruction of culture, life happening now. It's not pipelines, it's weaponization of the deconstruction of culture through the silent invasion of entirely ungelable mindsets. I agree, Donald. I agree. I completely agree. Love is a very powerful quality. But how do you defeat something where love doesn't exist? In a physical realm, not a spiritual realm. Yes, Ron, you're not helping. Ron is 100% helping. If you've got a brain on your shoulders, I'm 100% helping. 100%. You know, there's a lot more in this world than one God and one deity. Now, this whole thing reeks to me of exactly what our wonderful Keir Starmer would want to showcase the poor atrocities that his people have taken over the years. It's madness. Right, let me just check something out here. Oh, Lilith, I agree. Okay. Listen, I'm sorry, British Jews. Like, it's not just you guys. All right? Like, I'm so sorry that you've been dragged into this, but this is standard. Israel has accused Keir Starmer of failing to protect British Jews ahead of Thursday's murderous terrorist attack. Keir Starmer doesn't care about people who gave up their lives to fight for this country, came back traumatized, some with no limbs. So normal British citizens of any religion, you know, I'm not surprised that he's failing everybody. He's failing everyone right in front of our face. You know? But we don't need to, I mean, obviously this was a clear religious terrorist attack, but we don't need more separation. The British Jews are just British people. You know? And we need to remember we are united. Israeli foreign minister, this is an attack on all of us. This word here is just as important as this word here in what is coming. This is definitely the definitive word in what has just happened. Listen, Kate, do you know what? I'll be honest with you. If the dog from Up with the voice box was available to vote for, I'd give him a chance, right? But Farage is the only one who is really gun-ho on kicking everyone the fudge out of here. So you don't, for the first time ever, it's got to be about the policies, right? But luckily, hang on, Kate, you could probably knock the living crap out of Farage. So it's good to know that we could all give him a good slap into place, metaphorically speaking. You know what I'm saying? You know, Keir Starmer looks like the last person that tried to slap him has been tied up in a basement somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So Jews fled from Birmingham. Listen, we're going to get to what is going on around the world. Okay? Right. Honestly, you should actually start. If people want to start making money on Discord, you should all start doing a sweepstake of how far Ron gets through a paragraph before he derails himself. Dude, we played this at the start, right? So basically, exactly what you've just said there was exactly what I was saying. Virtually word for word at the start of this. People don't like Farage because the last time he was in power, there was weight behind people being called racists and Nazis. Now people have opened their eyes to how meaningless those words are in the UK when you're just standing up for your culture and your people. And without that stigma, I think Farage has a reawakening and a rebirth. It was just the timing and the mannerisms. And I'm sorry, everyone needs to understand, none of the criticisms I have are for any legal immigrants, migrants, refugees of any faith who've integrated into the awesomeness of this country. You know, big shout out to all of you. It's the ones that are illegal that need to frickin' go. Okay, so Israeli PM said that the country grieves for the Jewish community in the UK after the barbaric terror attack in Manchester. But he added, as I warned at the United Nations, weakness in the fence of terrorism only brings more terrorism. Well, maybe phone up Starmer and be like, mate, do you know that basically it's military-age men coming across on boats who don't like you, that you're just letting into your own country? Treason. Prime Minister who, do you know, no. Prime Minister who flew back from the summit in Copenhagen to oversee the emergency response condemned the vile attack and pledged increased protection for Jewish sites. Increased protection for Jewish sites. We've gone through weeks of Christians being threatened, of individuals being arrested for what they've said online, reacting to things like this. How about we stop talking out of our backsides in our government here, and we stop the boats coming over, we stop the nonsense with the ID cards, we do something that creates a chance for us to free ourselves from the Labour Party before 2019. Because I'll be honest with you, my backside about fell out of me when I realised we have got 4 years of this. This is not the time for complacency. This is not the time for, oh, everything will be fine. My channel's ProjectROOQ. At the end of this live stream, you will get a notification for my next live stream on my channel to help people who haven't subscribed and don't know who it is I am. But this, the video, the announcement of shoot him, all of it, just crazy. Let's check this out.
Earlier today on Yom Kippur.
Honestly, how many seconds? 2 seconds. What is this guy's accent? What is this?
The holiest day for the Jewish community. A vile individual committed a terrorist attack that attacked Jews because they are Jews and attacked Britain because of our values.
Yeah. So what about all the women and children being R-worded because people are coming over here saying they're going to R our women and children? Where's your speeches? Why is the religious faith such a heavy part in all of this?
The holiest day for the Jewish community. A vile individual committed a terrorist attack that attacked Jews because they are Jews and attacked Britain because of our values. So many Jewish families first came to this country as a place of refuge, fleeing the greatest evil ever inflicted on a people. And Britain welcomed them. Communities like the one attacked in Manchester provided safety, but also the security that comes from a promise that this is a country that stands up to hatred and that we don't just provide refuge,
Stands
we
up to
provide
hatred.
a home. For so many Jewish families, that is the story of Britain. But Britain is also a country where Jewish buildings, synagogues, even schools require round-the-clock protection.
I'll be honest with you. Probably out of all the three big religions, the Jewish buildings are the most low-key buildings out of all of them. Like, I can tell you what a church looks like. I can tell you what a mosque looks like. Synagogue, they're so low-key, right? And, you know, I don't know what I mean by that, but it's just another one of those interesting facts.
Where dedicated specialist security is necessary because of the daily threat of anti-Semitic hatred. Earlier
Also,
today,
when we talk about corruption, you cannot beat corruption. Corruption has to be destroyed. You know? Oh, diddler. Teen girl gang who killed a 75-year-old in the street locked up. Jesus. And televised statement from Downish. Yeah, okay. I promise. Yeah. This is the video again. After calling out a number of warnings, they opened fire, neutralizing the attacker. The volley of bullets hit two Yom Kippur worshippers hiding. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So the volley of shot. I heard one shot. What do you mean the volley of bullets? Am I missing something here? Hang on a second. Hang on a minute.
Somebody stole the technology. Everybody else, he has the floor. Go away.
He's got a bob on that. Mate, he's got a... Man, he's got a bob on his jacket, mate. He's trying to go into school. Mate, he stabbed him. No, he's got a bob. Get out of here. Mate, if he detonates... Mate, I'm just jumping out of this in a minute. He's going to blow himself up. He's trying to press the button. Come on. Like, shoot him.
That was definitely two. But was he shot before this? Because he's on the ground having a crap time. It was maybe shot before that, do you think? Maybe it has to be. Because a volley of bullets. So if one hit the target and one missed. Wait, hang on. This is bizarre. After calling out a number of warnings, they opened fire, neutralizing the target. Is that what we just seen? The volley of bullets hit by the door, trying to stop the shot. Bullet grazed the man's leg and penetrated the stomach of a worshipper. A bullet grazed man's leg. Roadman. That's what I'm reading here. This is how they've done it here. A bullet grazed man's leg. Rizlet and Ting. And penetrated the stomach of a worshipper. As he begins to get up, police shoot him again. Okay. So they're, yeah, all right. So it is two occasions. Okay. Officer shouts, stunned by a get back. He has a bomb. Go away. So we have to assume it's all just so weird. So how many people did we shoot? Hit 2. It hit 2 of them. And how many did this guy take out? Did he not take out 2 as well? Oh, man. Like, honestly, this is like when Blair invaded Iraq, right? And you would wake up each day hoping that the Iraq people had been freed. But, oh no, we've bombed 5 new schools again by accident. Brilliant. Brilliant. How many dead this week? 19. How many of them were the Americans or the British shooting each other? 19. Brilliant. Mad. Israel's National Security Minister Ben Gavir suggested Britain was paying a price for choosing to embrace terrorists. Correct. I agree with you, Ben Gavir. I agree. Okay? Never once in my lifetime have I heard of a Jewish dude try and blow up anything in my country. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. In fact, every person of that faith that I've ever met is doing all right, if I'm being honest. I'm sure some of them aren't, but most of them doing all right. So we're okay with that. But there's a lot that we need to understand. And also, do you remember the bit of footage about Dearborn? And I was asking if this was real. Dearborn's screwed, man. Like, I watched a local council meeting where they were trying to address the legality of the Muslim call to prayer happening every morning at 5:30. Their whole town has been taken over. When are we all going to actually open our eyes and realize that this is not a joke? Like, it doesn't matter who's killed who in the past or whatever. I don't care. I care about what is happening in this country right now. Every other country around the world, I'm really sorry, your shit's going to have to wait a while. And I've said this before. We are the wet wipe chapter of humanity. Imagine if we all had to do the pioneer lifestyle tomorrow. Horses and carts, bandits, all of that, thousands of miles. The humanity is getting reduced by 90% in the first 12 weeks. First winter, done. We are absolutely the wet wipe chapter. But we don't have to be. You know, every single one of you should be able to disappear into whatever wilderness or wildland surrounds you and survive. Learn the skill sets. It sounds ridiculous. I know. But turn it into a fun activity. Call it bushcraft. Call it prepping. You know, you should be able to walk out into your version of the wild with a bottle of water, a plastic bottle of water, and be able to make a fire with nothing more than that bottle of water. Understand that the antibiotics that they sell for your fish tanks, amoxicillin, no one's thinking of raiding a pet shop when their family's sick. It also has a much longer shelf life than the prescribed antibiotics, but the majority of fish antibiotics can be used. Learn what you can grow for medicinal purposes from a lemon. This is all of this knowledge, blacksmithing, leatherwork, bushcraft. There's a reason why we have been given so many distractions that involve us sitting inside and forgetting all of this. Because it might sound stupid now. Oh, I'm not going to go and choose to live in the wilderness or a cave with my family right now. Ron, won't be silly. Of course. But if the choice is an Orwellian government taking you and your family to a camp, or you having the sufficient knowledge that your family is not going to starve, or you have an understanding of thermodynamics, because I'm telling you now, the biggest morale you can have is a cozy night's frickin' sleep in the wilderness. You understanding all of that so that you can make a choice then. You're not going to be able to learn then. The time is now. Go tell it to people that go fracking. Listen, I don't quite know what you mean, right? Fracking's the mining, right? That's like the mining where they blow up. How big? Also, listen, you mentioned fracking. Have you seen the size of these frickin' machines? Like, where do you like this? Like, look at this. Look at this. All I'm saying, what is that? Look at that. If the world ends tomorrow, right? And your dad owns the fracking company that owns one of these, that's the new town. Like, this would be an episode of The Walking Dead where everyone living on this is free from the zombies and just mull about. Look at it. Look at it. What even is that? It's wild, the machines that some of these fracking mining operations have. Like, the tires on some of these, like, big truck things. It's just bonkers. But some of these machines, like, I mean, it blows my... What is that? Like, what is this? What is that? I don't care who you are. By the time someone's got this rigged up, so when you're talking up here, this is talking like a mouth, you are listening, right? You are listening. And this thing, you are the new president of the world. You are president of the world. What are you going to do? What would, like, think about it, right? You're 20 years into the zombie apocalypse. Society's sort of turned into tribes and everyone's sort of getting to grips with things. And then this guy rolls up. This is what China would have to use against America. Because if you ever invaded America, the South is going to be on your ass in about 4 minutes. It doesn't matter. The South is America's hidden gem for invasions. Because the minute the South get wind of any form of that, they first of all, they can shapeshift and teleport. Okay. So the first thing they're going to do is just teleport straight to the invasion. And they're going to have, do you remember when Ripley duct taped the flamethrower to the pulse rifle, right? We're going to have some crazy, like, redneck contraptions that are going to just end life rapid. Okay. This is what China's going to have to rock up with to defeat the South. This is a South equalizer right here. This is what you have to roll up to Texas in. Because Texas, if everyone in Texas lined up and brought all their guns and ammo, right? How many days before everyone's ran out? So if everyone would like to do a GoFundMe and we could chip in as a community and buy one of these, I think that would be a really good idea, right? I'll have various tiers of investment where, you know, you can buy a room, be part of the apocalypse, and, you know, you can be safe. But I think we should look into this. I think this is a good investment as a community. This is the one, right? This is the one. If not, if we can get the community up to maybe 500,000 people and we all build 2 parts of this and then all meet in a field and put it together, brilliant. Anyone who's watching that happens to be Amish and has an Amish community behind them, I would be very interested in you being part of this. I've seen what your community does when it comes to building and fabricating, and I just have to say, I am in awe. I watched the Amish lift a freaking house and just walk it down the road. What? Oh, we've got to move this house. Nay bother. Oh, yeah. So you think to yourself, oh, I'm moving house. Oh, you're going to get in a house. No. We're moving Billy's house by hand over there. And they're doing it in literally less time than it would take for me to procrastinate. Oh, I mean, I would spend longer procrastinating over most things, but they've just got it done, man. I watched them put a barn up. You know, when you watch one of those sped up videos of like something being eaten in the wild and it goes from like an animal to a rib cage in like seconds. Watch that in reverse, right? And just imagine that's just a bunch of Amish people building something. That's what it is. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I'm not stereotyping. This is the few things I have witnessed about that culture. Mad. Freaking here for it though, man. I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. Yeah, 100%. But if y'all want to chip in on one of those, also single men and single ladies, if you happen to meet somebody as a potential suitor that owns one of these, they might want to go up a bit in your real estate value, because look at that. What even is that? Andrew Tate's got his Bugatti, but I mean, come on. Look at that thing. You'd have to give it a cool name like Nasher. Do you know what I mean? John, listen, John, I want it to make it your mission to find the daughter of whoever owns this, okay? And then write a book about the reason you married his daughter in secret under a pseudonym and release it to the world. And you'll be the only person I will ever encounter who will have such a peace of mind in scenarios that none of us will even survive. You are the one, John. You have been chosen. You get a John Cena.
And his name is John Cena.
And I just want to say, whoever mentioned fracking, that's all it took. That's all it took for this absolutely ridiculous side quest that we just went on. That's all it took. Jesus. So I just want to give a live update on this, give it a refresh. This is the petition to not have digital IDs. I've never seen a petition in my life with close to 3 million signatures on it. This is wild. Big shout out to Britain, you little rascals. So yeah. But John, I fully expect you to adopt this as your life mantra and basically fill us in each week. If you've got the good sense, just go to ChatGPT and create a really good pretend version of it and report back every week, and it'll be a bit of fun. Okay, we prefer you did it for real, but I'm not going to encourage anybody to enter into a loveless marriage just because I've had a stupid idea on a podcast. All right, not unless I can fund it. Once I can fund it, I'll have no moral guilt at all. But yeah, big shout out to everyone who signed this. If you haven't signed it, why? What's your problem? What's your problem? Stupid? Stupid? Are you stupid? You must be stupid. If you're not stupid, then let me know about stupid, right? I have to say the memes of the bigger picture of the ID cards have been hilarious. You know, people going into supermarkets trying to buy alcohol and being told that they've already bought a bottle of wine this week. They're not allowed it. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, yeah. All right. So listen, in 10 minutes, we're over on my channel and we're going to go into the horrific reality of Britain, which is Great Britain. And we all know what that means. So come and join me. If you've never seen me not on the Shaun Attwood channel, prepare yourself. It's a slightly different vibe. And then after that, we will be doing our Friday night, where as a community, we relax, we watch some memes, and then Ron DJs absolute face-melting bangers for a couple of hours, and we have a good time. Kelly, so there's no way that we're still getting digital IDs, right? Like this, I mean, that there's no way. So I don't even want to answer you, Kelly, because then that would sort of manifest the reality of this, and I ain't even condoning it. Ron's waiting on a couple of answers coming back from his local MP that is going to determine whether or not Ron goes into grassroots local politics, because there's a good chance that there's a migrant hotel going to be taking place 10 minutes around my corner from my house, where my kids and various other children go to school. And I'm not going to be an example of someone who says what should be done and doesn't live up to it. It was the same with the dark web and the child PDF files. I couldn't ignore that. I had to go, I can't ignore this. I can't. Sure, why not? Free Ireland as well. Sure, why not? Throw them in too. You know? In fact, you know what? No, Free Wales. Wales have never asked for anything. Ireland have asked for stuff for years. It's the Wales' turn. Free Wales first, then we can free Ireland. What are we freeing Ireland from, by the way? Listen, do you know what? You're Irish. I'll get behind you. Whatever you need. We're here for you. So, yeah. The realness is here. And I'll see you all in the next one. Much love. Peace. Like and subscribe. Subscribe.